Hi, Peter Hudson, Head of Training Recruitment at the World Golf Teaching Federation and founder of YGA. And today I have Leigh Brandon here as the expert in golf biomechanics. Now, one of my most, the book that I recommend most is a book by Mike Hedron, Golf Mind, Golf Body, Golf Swing. And that sort of pointed me in lots of directions within those three specific avenues. And it took me to a Paul Chet golf biomechanic course down on the south coast. And I think very quickly this was where I discovered that it was going to be very difficult, if not impossible, for me to be an expert in biomechanics. Because first of all, my knowledge of anatomy was next to nothing, and I think that was a very, very powerful moment for me when I realised that golf coaches, we needed to collaborate with experts that were as powerful and enthusiastically and as massively driven as I was in my specific field. So that's why Leigh's with me today, because he represents, if you like, the power, passion and enthusiasm within the golf biomechanical area and generally in the biomechanics of all sporting movements. So Leigh, if you'd like to say a little bit about your history,
yep.
and then I'll ask you a few questions,
okay.
Which the people listening will be interested to know.
Sure. So I've been working in health and fitness for about 19 years. I became a golf biomechanic. I was taught by Paul Chet himself back in 2004. I finished all my training with Paul Chet in 2007, and in 2010 he asked me to become part of his faculty, so I now teach for the Czech Institute. I developed a tennis conditioning program for the Czech Institute, and they've recently asked me to look at and revise their golf conditioning program as well.
Okay, so let's get to the golf conditioning program. So, you know, what are the benefits for golfers, and what would they get from following one of your conditioning programs?
The main benefits really are hitting longer drives.
Yeah, good.
It's not a bad one. More accuracy with their shots, better consistency, better putting. They lower their handicap, enjoy their game more, reduce the likelihood of injury, and also increase the longevity of their game as well.
Well, that's more than a lot of us technical experts can do. So, you know, why is it so important to condition for golf?
Well, if you look at the game of golf, you're using a very small ball with a long club with a very small head on the club, and you've got to hit it hundreds and hundreds of yards, and you've got to get it into a tiny cup. So for the body to coordinate those movements at high speed requires exquisite conditioning.
Yeah.
Failure to condition properly for golf is going to lead to two things. One, you're not going to play to your optimum.
Yeah.
And two, you're increasing your likelihood of injury. And for most people, it's going to be both those things.
Okay. Now, it was funny because obviously for those people that have been listening to me for some time, Leigh used one of my metaphors there. So what kind of golf injuries do you tend to see?
The most common injuries, definitely the most common, is lower back pain.
Yeah.
Secondly would be knee injuries.
Yeah.
And third would be hip pain.
Okay. And you know, so what is required to allow golfers to hit longer drives?
Well, if you're going to hit a long drive, the first thing you've got to be able to do is to get into the optimum position in the backswing.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, you don't have the distance between the top of the backswing and impact on the ball to create enough momentum. So you've got to have that flexibility to get into that position to start with.
Right.
The next thing you need is power. You need power to hit the ball that far away. So it's really crucial that people understand what they need to stretch and how they need to increase the power to increase their distance on the drive.
So when you're working on this condition, how do you work specifically with the golfers?
So a golfer would come and see me, they would get an assessment done.
Right.
And it's a really detailed assessment. I'll assess their posture, I'll assess their golf swing. I'll then devise a program that works on which muscles are tight and how to stretch them, which muscles are weak and how to strengthen them.
And tell me a little bit more about the corrective and high performance conditioning that you do.
So corrective exercise really looks at someone's body, and as I said, works out what's short and tight, so in terms of muscles, what joints are not moving properly. We stretch those muscles, we mobilise those joints, we find out what muscles are weak, we get those stronger. That's the corrective aspect, that's getting someone into optimal posture and muscle balance. The high performance side of it is to strengthen specific golf movements and to increase the power. That's the high performance conditioning.
So there was a really curious, got me going already. Tell me a little bit more about this active release techniques.
So active release techniques is a soft tissue therapy, and it uses advanced massage techniques with movement of the body at the same time.
Okay.
Now, it's used to deal with injuries to muscles, to tendons, to ligaments, to nerves and to fascia as well.
Right.
Now, it's really big now on the PGA Tour.
Okay.
So a lot of golfers have what we call ART therapists that go with them on tour to treat them on a regular basis to make sure they stay out of pain and they move optimally.
Well, there's something I didn't know. So how can people contact you and find out more about what you do, and maybe come along and start to work with you? What's the process for them?
If people want to contact me, they can email me.
And email address is?
Yeah, it's info@bodycheck. So bodycheck.
That's CHEK.
Yeah. .co.uk. They can call the office, which is 0203 239 2470. They can also check out my website, which is bodycheck, again chek.co.uk. The other thing I'm quite happy to do as well, if any golf coach wants to find out how to do a fantastic warm-up for golf, all they need to do is email me, and I'll send them all the information with descriptions, photos, videos of how to warm up for golf, and it will create a massive difference to people's game.
And TPI is quite famous within our golf industry for the coaches.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself being able to help our coaches more specifically on a one-to-one level look for the golfers that they should be sending to you?
I think anyone that's got any kind of swing fault at all is someone that I could help.
Right. Excellent.
And it's really important that if they want me to work with them, communication is really vital. If they can send me any video analysis as well, if they do video analysis, that would be really helpful as well.
Quick question, will you travel if necessary?
Travel is definitely an option.
Fantastic. We're just at the very, very tip of the iceberg here. If you want to ask Leigh some questions, email, but we'll also maybe for the coaches certainly within my networking we may have Leigh on for a Monday night training session. So thanks for coming, Leigh.
Pleasure.
And look forward to working with you in greater depth and finding a little bit more about how he's developing the golf program for Paul Check. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.